Anyway, yeah, this is Asinine Radio, the weekly podcast where we get into a different band, different artist, and we break down one of their records. We get into how it was made, the music, lyrics, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on the YouTube, smash that subscribe button. And that's all I have for the boring intro. So what are we doing today, Jeff?
Good Lord, what are we doing today? Marcy's Playground by Marcy's Playground.
Marcy Playground from 1997, self-titled record. And honestly, we listened to all 4 of their records. We were going to do a rankings, but there's just not enough to talk about. There really
not enough.
Really is not. There's not even much to talk about this record, to be honest. But
there's not.
We are in 90s season, so we thought we had to do one of the most popular 90s songs, that being Sex and Candy, in turn this album. So 90s season is going strong. We got 3 more weeks of this after this. This is the longest season we've ever done.
Dude, we can go on for fucking 3 more years of 90s season. Are you kidding me? Are you joking my ass right now? Come on.
And it only gets better from here. We got 3 bangers after this one. But anyway,
I thought last week was a banger. I think this week is a banger.
No, okay, that's something.
Next week, we'll see.
God, you're annoying. So Marcy's Playground.
Marcy's Playground.
Let's get into our origin story with this band. It's probably the same, but let's get into the origin story. Then we'll get into first impressions and then start going through our bangers if we got them. So what do you got? Go.
Was it Marcy, the neighbor on... What the fuck is Love and Marriage? Married with Children.
I think it was Marcy. Yeah.
I think it's Marcy. Marcy and then Jefferson, and then Marcy and Steve. Yeah, I think it was Marcy. Anyway, Sex and Candy. That's easily my introduction to Marcy Playground. And I never kind of realized that like Sex and Candy is one of the biggest like fucking songs in the 90s. It was fucking huge.
It was
like everywhere. I knew it was big. Like I knew it was big. Like I knew it was popular, but like after reading into like how well it charted for how long and how much it sold, and I was like, damn, that is bigger than I even thought it was.
Yeah.
So that is something. But yeah, my introduction is Sex and Candy. Fast forward again, we talked about it last week. Whenever I went through that phase, I think it was like Amazon was still kind of like newer shipping stuff online. That's when I really went into the CD thing.
Amazon's been shipping since the mid 90s.
No, but they weren't doing it like cheap and easily.
I suppose. Yeah. I didn't start using Amazon until like
that easy in fucking the mid 90s. Get the fuck out of here. Then it was like super easy. Like
well, it was like in the 90s it was only a bookstore.
Yeah. And my god. Oh my god.
But they were still shipping stuff. You can't even hear me. You took your headset out. Dude. You took your headset out. You can't even hear me. But
it was so stupid.
They were still
things out.
They were still shipping stuff, whether it was books or not. They were still shipping stuff.
Okay, so I sorry, we have to get fucking extremely down to the T with this kid here. But yeah, it wasn't until like the 2000s when Amazon really got their footing on like shipping.
Oh man,
like efficiently is the best word to describe efficiently. And that's when I started buying all them CDs. All them CDs they were $1 with $2.99 shipping, but if you bought from the same guy, like I said last week. So Marcy Playground was one of those one-hit wonders that I bought, and that was, which I thought was like 10 years ago, but you said it was probably a lot longer than that. That's time, dude.
That is.
There, dude.
Well, I don't know about that, dude. Big sips.
But ever since I bought that CD, I love this record. Fucking love this record. I think this is definitely one of the like most like underrated gems of the 90s to come out, especially in the one-hit wonder season, because there's so many one-hit wonders that came out from the 90s. Arguably, like the 90s had the most one-hit wonders of any decade ever. And this is
the 80s too. The 80s had a lot of one-hit wonders.
No, because a lot of those one-hit wonders you think they did. And I'm just saying that now because like now a lot of these guys that will come into my store and then buy a record by a band that I thought was a one-hit wonder, like, oh no, they did this other song. I'm like, what song do they do? And they'll put it on like, oh shit, I know that song too. So that's the only reason why I kind of disagree with that sentiment.
But one-hit wonders doesn't mean that, you know, they still weren't popular, because I think I said it last week too. Jimi Hendrix is technically a one-hit wonder too, but he's, you know, considered one of the greatest guitar players of all time.
We know what a one-hit wonder is. Don't be silly.
But I'm just saying,
it's like obscenity. I don't know how to describe it, but I know it when I see it.
Okay,
and that's one-hit wonder, baby. The Macarena. That is the greatest, the biggest, the most wonderful one-hit wonder of all time.
Close second, Who Let the Dogs Out by the Baha Men. I think we talked about a lot of that off the pod last week, so I don't even remember what we talked about on the Everclear episode.
Anyway, I've loved Marcy Playground ever since then, and I don't know. I've been kind of singing their praises for years now, and I still tell people to this day that, dude, you gotta check that first record out, man. It's good. It's deep. It's better than that title track. You know, the title track is fucking not the title track, but
not Sex and Candy. Yeah.
Is a beyond banger. That's a fucking fantastic song.
It is.
But yeah, that's my origin story.
All right. So before I jump into my origin story, did you know on the Amazon app? I don't know how long you've had your Amazon account, but you can go.
I don't have the Amazon app.
Okay, even if you don't have it, Jesus Christ, you don't have it on your phone?
No, the Amazon app?
Yeah.
No,
you don't shop on your phone?
Let's go to Amazon.com. My browser.
How old are you? How old are you right now? I don't know. Shit.
Is that what is the difference? It's the same fucking thing.
It's just it can be more convenient if you're just on your phone, especially if you don't have a computer.
It's the same fucking thing.
It is the same thing. It is the same thing.
All I do is open Chrome and then I just type in Amazon.com and I'm there. So one extra step.
Okay. Anyway, you can do it if you're on your computer too. I don't care. What. So what have you?
Let me just ask you this: with that one step you've been saving, what have you been doing with your time?
I didn't say I've saved any time.
I just couldn't believe the app instead of just opening the fucking Chrome browser and typing in Amazon. That's what I said. I said that you were so shocked that I don't have the fucking Amazon
because I don't understand why you wouldn't have it on your phone.
Because who cares? It's just you're saving one step.
You only just discovered having a laptop is convenient like 2 years ago. So how were you logging into Amazon before? You were going onto your browser on your phone and going to Amazon.com.
That's how I still do it. It's the same thing. You're only saving one step.
It is.
So now I want to know is what have you accomplished by saving this one step?
I haven't said I've saved any time because I haven't saved any time.
Fuck out of here.
Anyway, what I was getting at, you can go back and see the very first. You can go back to every single order you've ever bought, and you can go back to the very first thing. And I looked recently, and my first order was like 2005, like early 2005.
Assuming you're using the same email address.
Yes, same account, the same exact account. I've never had a different account. Yeah, all the way back to 2005. That's how long I've had this fucking Amazon account. It's crazy, and it was a CD, by the way.
There we go. What was it?
It was Bullets and Octane. So yeah.
Ever better.
But
my laptop's attached to our.
Yeah, so you fucked up. You can do it later.
I'm gonna do it while you vamp.
So my origin story, it's Sex and Candy. Like everybody else, there's probably very few people on this planet who have a different origin story than this song. It was massive. It was played on all the radio stations, K-Rock, Kiss FM. It was all over MTV and VH1, the two music video channels over here, and it was all over the place, man. And for a song that's like has the word sex in it, it's surprising that our parents let us listen to it. So I don't know. That's my origin story. Sex and Candy. What are you laughing about over there?
for my fucking Amazon. I mean, so you get a filter, right? And you just scroll down to like the
earliest year.
The earliest year, and it was 2012. Which
what did you buy?
The first thing I ever bought on Amazon, I guess with this email, I have a lot of email accounts. With this email account, that's about when I met Renee too, right? 14, yeah, that's about when I met Renee. Was a Jar Jar Binks keychain. Oh my!
Wow!
That's good stuff.
That is stupid. That is just dumb.
That's good. God, I wonder what email I used. I know what email I used. A Green Biker. That's what
I remember that email. That was old school. But anyway, Sex and Candy origin story. Let's get into our first impressions, even though you kind of did already on the self-titled record. But yeah, what else you got?
That's it. I think my first impression of this when I listened to it years ago, I thought this is so different than what like the 90s were trying to portray, than what the 90s was trying to cram down our throats.
No.
This is Yeah, bro. This
is like
nobody.
the epitome of the 90s right here. Come on, dude.
Yeah, but like even
It's
though
good,
it sounds,
but it's
hold on,
come
dude.
on.
Even though it sounds like it came out of the 90s because
Well, it
there's a
did come out of the
timestamp for
90s.
sure. Nobody did this sound. Nobody did this fucking sound, bro.
Jeff, come
Nobody did this.
on.
Nobody did this kind
You've
of
got
like folky,
some
bluesy, shoegazy sound. No. Name one other band that sound like this. Oh wait.
You've got some weird 90s goggles on.
Because I like doing these 90s ones. Like it's so easy. You fucking your Nirvanas and your Corns and your fucking Soundgardens. Like get the fuck the dime a dozen, bro. You get these little one-off bands. They're not great. They're not like genre defining. They're not decade defining. But they did something a little bit different that kind of makes you think like, damn, over this entire pool of like alternative rock, there's something a little bit different. Like, dude, this is like shoegaze. This is shoegaze before like shoegaze was a fucking indie concept. Get the fuck out of here. This is wild. This is what like Billy Corgan was trying to do, but like wouldn't shut his fucking mouth.
Oh my God, you are just out of your mind. No.
This is what Billy Corgan was trying to do if he didn't shut his goddamn mouth. That's the reason why Billy Corgan couldn't achieve something like as shoegazy as this. But this is also super folky, dude. This is like if Bob Dylan was born in the 90s, man, and fucking wrote a bunch of cool hooks and maybe like did some more opium than normal. Like, this is what would happen. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. But then like we're also getting like this weird like nursery rhyme thing here on every single one of these songs, but it's not in a goofy way like a lot of pop music is, because it's not pop music. It's something a little bit deeper, a little bit thicker, a little bit nicer. This is cool. This is cool. I really don't think there's a band in the 90s that really did it like Marcy Playground did. I just don't.
I like this record. I think it's a good record. I don't like, like I agree. It's not genre defining. It doesn't do anything too crazy out of the ordinary, but it's fun. It's not fun. It's just good. I do like a lot of the dark undertones of the songs, even when the lyrics are not very dark. The songs themselves are the way the way everything sounds. It's just very kind of melancholy sounding. There's some really good guitar work on this record too, which I was not expecting at all. Some good back and forth like acoustic electric guitar as well. Some solid fucking leads. There was some good stuff, but one of the weaker parts of this record are the vocals. I mean, god damn,
crazy.
Dude.
That's wild. That's
for the most part, he sings the exact same way in every single song. There's
Billy
some good.
Corgan enters the chat,
but with Billy Corgan, he has catchier melodies. I mean, there are some good catchy melodies on this record.
Are you fucking wild?
No.
Are you what?
No.
Billy Corgan has catchier fucking melodies in Sex and Candy. Get fucked.
Okay, take.
Get bent.
Is that a Britland thing? Get bent, or is that American?
I thought that was like a No Fear era 90s thing.
I don't know.
Get bent, square.
Wow. Okay.
That's what we said in the 90s.
Yeah, if you take Sex and Candy out of this album, there's not a whole lot here. Like really good hooks. There aren't that many great hooks. There's some good stuff on here.
Without getting too politically incorrect, you're saying things that are not in the right mind.
Say the word. Say the word. Say the word.
Is that just as bad as like not saying that word but saying everything around that word but not saying the word? Or is saying the word still worse, right?
Honestly, who cares? Who cares?
That word is what you are right now, because like literally this album is filled with insane hooks that are based off of like nursery rhymes. Yes.
They're not insane hooks. There's nothing
because the most like great. Iconic of all hooks is Happy Birthday and nursery rhymes. Yeah. That is it. Like everybody knows them.
Happy Birthday is the worst song ever. That's one of the worst songs ever written. Terrible song. Just terrible song. Happy Birthday. Come on, who likes Happy Birthday? Who likes that? Nobody likes that song. It's stupid. It's a bad song. Straight up bad song.
Oh, dude, we're
it's
I
dumb.
Think here we go again. This is like the Everclear episode all over again.
No,
you are taking demerits from this record based off of things that have nothing to do with this record.
You brought up Happy Birthday and nursery rhymes
because they are catchy. Catchy. God. I didn't say Happy Birthday was good. I've never sang Happy Birthday in the past 10, 15 years. I don't fucking do it. I don't do my kid's birthday. I don't do any birthdays. I don't fucking do it.
I don't either.
If anything, if everyone else is singing, I will stand there and mute. Or At worst, I would just go ah,
or
at a
mouth
tune
it, or
the entire time,
or mouth it and have no voice come out.
I don't do it because get the fuck out of here. Like, who are you? Pretentious. And the older you get, the worse I become at your birthday party. Sing happy birthday to you. But anyway, your thing was these are not catchy things. These are not catchy melodies.
I'm saying they're not as catchy as you're
fucking mind.
as you're making them out to be. They're not as catchy as you're making them out to be.
Dude, he sings the 1, little 2, little 3, little.
I know he does.
Like everybody knows that fucking song. It's the same tune.
I know. I'm just saying he changed the lyrics to Idiots, and I like it. It was fun.
I'm telling you.
I know.
You are saying these are not catchy. I am telling you that you missed the whole fucking point. You missed the whole fucking point of the record. The entire record is based off of children's melodies. This whole concept of a playground.
I understand
that.
You're
wild. You missed it.
I understand it. I didn't miss it. I understand it.
From now on, when we do these, I need to send me your notes from now on, because this is just insane. This is insane to me that you missed the entire point of this entire.
No, I got it. I got it.
I just don't think it was school ground. Bringing it back to like nursery rhyme era. Crazy. I can't believe you missed it. That's okay.
Once again, I did not miss it.
You're like the Bill Buckner of podcast.
I don't get the reference, but that's fine.
Right through his legs.
I don't get the reference, but that's okay.
He was the Boston Red Sox player that tried to get a field of ground ball, and it went right through his legs.
Wait, was that from Seinfeld?
No, that was Keith Hernandez.
Oh, okay.
He played for the. I think he played for the Mets. He played for the Mets. That's Jerry's favorite team.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway. 0-2.
Let's get to Sex and Candy. What's that?
Yes.
What banger is that?
It's number one banger. Come on.
Okay.
That's just stupid. If it's not your number, if it's not your 1B, you're just dumb. I don't care. I don't make the rule.
No.
It's not?
No.
Is it even a banger? How many bangers do you have?
Of course it is.
How many bangers
do you really want to know how many bangers?
If you have 12 bangers, that's just stupid. You have 12?
Yeah, I have 12 bangers.
No, you don't. Really?
Every single song is a banger. Every single song.
I have 4. I have 4 bangers.
You have 4? That's less than Everclear. That's crazy. That's funny.
Because the Everclear record is better than this record. It's better.
Okay. I mean, like I knew
you wouldn't understand
the purpose
how great this band is because you're so fucking stupid and you have no culture. You do this. Yeah, I know what you're gonna do. You do the same shit every time when we disagree on something. You just missed it. You didn't. What did you say? What's that stupid saying you say? You don't look through the forest or some bullshit. The trees. I don't know. Say something tree forest thing.
Oh,
that's fucking stupid. It's just dumb.
That was a good one. Oh, like Paulie will be. Oh,
I didn't do that. Did I do that?
Yeah, you had your arm here for a minute, then you're like fucking pop the bag. That was good.
I was just mad. I saw
the
red.
The saying is you're missing the forest through the trees, right? You're not seeing the big picture because you're cherry picking. You like to cherry pick a lot, not a big deal. But you're missing the forest through the trees.
God, that needs to be put on the no-no list.
Cherry picking?
No, the forest through the trees.
Or forest through the trees. No.
It's getting there. It's getting close. It's getting there.
That should be on the no-no list because when that happens, people die. Just kidding. What was I yelling at you about?
I don't know. I was yelling at you actually.
Oh no! Though I knew you were going to like this. I knew you were going to like this record. But I was hoping that you would at least think like, oh, this is actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. For one, and two, I was hoping that you would think like, holy shit, there are actually some fucking bangers here that is not Sex and Candy. And as long as those two things were achieved, I'm fucking happy little boy over here.
I've heard this record over the years. You've made me listen to this. I have listened to it several times. I think it's a good record, but it's not spectacular at all. It's not. It's good. It's fun. It has some good moments, good parts, good melodies here and there. Yes, I agree. There's some good shit there. But to say every song is a banger, you got some sort of Amazon goggles on. I don't know what's going on. Nostalgia goggles.
Amazon goggles.
Because this is during your Amazon era when you bought a bunch of CDs. You got the Amazon goggles on.
Jar Jar Binks was my first purchase. I can't believe why would I buy that? That's what
happened to it? What happened to it? Where is it?
I don't know what I even did with it. Jar Jar Binks Lego keychain is what I bought. Stupid. Straight stupid. Wow. Now I really want to see if I can get into that green biker email address, but that's AOL.
You can still log into AOL. No, it wasn't. It was Yahoo. It was Yahoo.
It was Yahoo.
Yeah, it was Green. Yeah, it was Yahoo. Jesus Christ. So yeah, everybody go email Jeff's old email at greenbiker@yahoo.com. I think it was at Greenbiker. There was a number, right? Or was it just Green Biker? Was it that old?
No, it was just the Green Biker.
I don't know.
Why did the Green? Oh, because Green kind of like Greeny at the time, and then I was like into BMX at the time. The Green Biker.
All right.
So that's what kids did, dude.
That's what you did when you were in seventh grade, man.
Kids did.
That's what you did when you were in seventh grade, man. You had stupid emails.
Yeah. But I knew you were gonna like.
You're the worst.
Because this album is based in folk. This album is 100% based in folk. It's based in storytelling through vocals, and I think his vocals are absolutely fantastic. I think he has this specific drawl to him that is not Kurt Cobain, that is not quite like Eddie Vedder, that is not like nasally. It's kind of like, yes, it's kind of just like in the middle. He doesn't do anything great, but he does everything really, really well. And I think it helps his storytelling. But this album's based in folk, and you don't like folk music, so I knew you would love it.
I don't really like
that you would like a couple of stuff.
And I did. I got 4 bangers here.
And that's about what I thought you would.
Okay. So, Sex and Candy. Yeah. Talk. I'm exhausted.
Talk. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I want to go home. I want to go home.
Dude, this song is such a fucking banger. And like everybody fucking knows this song. And again, I did not realize how big this song actually was. It is so much bigger than I thought it was. I thought like, oh yeah, One Hit Wonder, right? Flagpole Sitta, Sex and Candy. Like these are all big songs. Like, no, dude, this thing was fucking huge. Like it broke records. It was so goddamn big. That's insane.
I think it was like 15 weeks at number 1 on the modern rock charts.
Yeah.
That's a long time. And so this is another thing. For this, I know it's weird. And
for this,
and also when you look at the history of the band, they had no records before this. They had like he made like some like bootleg demo album in his bedroom or something like 3 years prior to this. But then this record comes out, the single comes out, and they fucking blow up. Like it's like some Linkin Park level kind of like, is this a plant?
No.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No.
Like why?
See,
how
again,
why did Sex and Candy get so big? Because it is a great song.
It's so catchy. It's so easy to get into. That's folk music. It's so easy to get into.
It's so different than what was going on in the 90s. Like so drastically different from what was going on in the 90s.
We're at 97 here. This is like late 90s. Like
I know.
The 90s was a tumultuous time, right?
Exactly.
Like, this had already failed. Like,
post-grunge. We're like smack dab in the middle of new metal. We're new metal season.
But also we're getting into like emo. Like, you know what I mean? Like Jimmy Rule's coming out. Like we're getting bands that are forming and making like kind of like weird softer music. And Marcy Playground's coming out and doing essentially like fucking Bob Dylan with a little bit of like twang to it. Like this is like Bob Dylan meets Neil Young. That's what Marcy Playground essentially is.
Dude, you gotta relax, man. You can't even throw this up next to Neil Young. I mean, that's just beyond silly boy talk right there.
There's a lot here that harkens back to Neil Young, especially his guitar playing on several songs. There's a song here that literally sounds like he's just using like a fucking twin reverb. Then it's just that is fucking Neil Young through and through. Through and through. Wrong.
Sex and Candy.
Well, smells like so. And plus, like, dude, like act like, ooh, why are you so popular? Because it has sex in the title. Duh. Right? Because like we as a populace, anything that's kind of edgy, if it has sex in the title or anything aggressive, we're going wrong. That's my Donald Trump impression.
That is the worst fucking impression ever.
Yeah, it's funny. The other night,
why are you doing that with your fingers? What are you doing?
Because he does that shit all the time. He goes.
Like, he does do that. Yeah,
like,
you're right.
He goes like
puts his hands like this. Yeah.
But it's always like, it's almost like he's pushing his boobs together, right? Like he puts his like bam, and he goes like this. Wrong. But anyway, the other night we were watching. Fuck, man, it's one of the guys that Bert Kreischer and those guys hang out with. Another guy who does a good Donald Trump impression, and then like I was at Phil's house and we were pretty toasty. And like, oh, let's see who else has good impressions. And we went to Frank Caliendo, and that was a whole another thing. And
yeah, one of the best impressionists.
But he doesn't. But his Donald Trump impression is not. I mean, like this guy does 1,000 impressions, fucking really, really good. His one impression is not that great. But it's a guy that I can't remember who it is. It's a guy that hangs out with Bert Kreischer and those fucking people that are not funny.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this?
Is it wrong? Yeah, you were doing. Yeah.
Sex and Candy, and also like everything
Tangents
about this
galore.
song, right? His drawl. We love draws in the '90s, right? That's why we love grunge so much. That's why we like Eddie Vedder so much.
We don't like that.
We love dumb fucking noises. And Alanis Morissette in the '90s, like God damn it. We like stupid fucking vocal performances in the '90s, and then we get this guy here who's like hanging around. Kind of a draw, right? But a little country flair there.
Yeah.
But then he's singing like Disco Lemonade. Like, why did you do that? Why are you doing that on purpose? Like, you're from like fucking Minneapolis, dude. Like, nobody talks like that. I don't think they do. Nobody talks like that. But it's exotic. It's kind of fun. It's kind of interesting. That's why this song is so popular, because it's an easy song to get into. Like, it's a folk song, like folk music. It's super easy to get into. But you add you pepper in these little fucking weird tidbits here and there. Like, that's why it's so easy. And then they couple with the music video too.
Great music video.
Dude, that music video. And then like just looking into the music video, the guy that directed the music video was part of the team that like did a bunch of other movies, including The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right? Mm. And that's fucking insane. Also, all those dumb shit movies you like, the Hot Fuzzes and the Shawns of the Hot Fuzzes and those things. Those terrible, terrible, terrible limey trash movies. But yeah, dude, Sex and Candy. Fantastic. Did we establish that limey's not a
limey is limey is like that's what British people call Americans, right?
I think that's the other way. I think Americans.
I'm looking it up
British
right now.
Limeys.
Oh yeah, you're right. A limey is a British person, so it's us. Yeah. It's a derogatory term that we you call English people.
As long as it's in the mid tier of like derogatory terms, right? Like I don't want it to be too soft or like, oh, you're a cuck. Like they don't give a fuck about that. Yeah. But like as long as it's not too aggressive to where we'll lose our one listener in England. But as long as we're in the middle there, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, limey's not bad. I don't think it's bad. Yeah. And then Skip stops listening. He blocks us on everything.
I can see it. You just don't.
I don't know, man.
Dude, I have a lot of. I got.
You told
notes.
me. You told me you didn't have a lot of notes.
But compared to the amount of notes I think that you now have for your biggest banger, I have a lot of notes. Because if you're already done about this one, then
I do have more notes, but
I just don't care.
No, it's not that. I feel like everybody knows the song so well. What are we going to talk about that's not already been said 1,000 times about the song?
Okay, that's fair.
It's just
let's move on.
It's a very swingy, kind of loungy song, and I think that's another reason why it was popular. But to be as popular as it was, it still doesn't make any sense to me. It still makes no sense, and I still think this is kind of a plant. This band's kind of a plant. It came out of fucking nowhere.
Dude, we just talked about like earlier how it's. Like,
I know what we talked
like,
about.
Oh, things are rigged. Oh, they scored so many goals against what team? Like it's rigged. Like, oh my god, dude. Like when do we stop saying like things are fucking rigged or fake and just start accepting that like maybe like Occam's razor, right? The most obvious explanation is usually the correct one. Maybe they just got success because the song is a fucking dope song.
It's possible. Yeah. It's a great song. It's a beyond banger song. It absolutely is a beyond banger song.
This is a decade defining song. It truly is.
When you think of 90s songs, this is up there, probably top 5, top 10, definitely. Yeah. Like, yeah, not genre, but yeah, decade defining song. A DD.
Yes.
DDS.
Yes. DDS, baby.
DDS.
Dance. DDR.
DDR, yeah.
Did you play DDR?
Oh yeah, I did. I was good too. I was good.
Oh,
I was good, man.
That's something. When did you play? Who did you play with? Who saw you play?
I used to have a DDR mat.
Oh,
yeah. I used to play DDR. Yeah.
Oh god.
I was pretty good. I was pretty good.
I would fucking pay money.
I don't think I could do it anymore. But
it'd be like going to the movie theaters. Like we would get Ryan and everybody together. We paid money and watch you just play
watch
DDR.
Me DDR.
Yes.
Yeah. I got pretty good. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. All right. What's your you don't know my one B?
We didn't talk about the lyrics on Sex and Candy.
Lyrics on.
So I think it's about seeing a beautiful girl, and she just kind of looks back at him, and he just becomes infatuated with her, and that's what the song is about. And then the title of the song, it's based off of something that was like that was said just passively. I guess he was hanging out with some girl in her dorm when he was 17 and she was 18, and her friend came into the dorm and said, "Oh my God, it smells like sex and candy in here." And supposedly like that was stuck in his head for many, many years until he wrote this song. And he just kind of threw it in randomly. It was just kind of like a throwaway line in this song, but it ends up being fucking iconic.
And I believe that. I believe that because we have a lot of that. Essentially, what that is an inside joke. This song is an inside joke, and it was something funny that happened to them, and it became a song. And he's a songwriter in his own right, and so we have a lot of inside jokes that could become songs if we were songwriters or if we tried to make a song out of it. So of course I believe that.
Okay,
it's not a fluke, not a plant. Wrong,
dude. You're Trump, man. You gotta stop.
I just like saying the wrong.
It's the hand thing.
Yeah, push the boobs together.
The boobs together. Yeah. Here we go.
Wrong.
Man, a lot of this shit is just like if you're only watching this on video, watching us on YouTube or on Spotify.
That is true. Otherwise, it's
fucking dumb.
This is so stupid.
It's just very dumb.
But like, it's like why? It's like listening to Dudesy. A lot of times, Dudesy they just go on and like, I have no idea what you're talking about because I'm always listening to Spotify.
Yeah. Exactly. So, do you have anything else to add to the lyrics on this one? On Sex and Candy?
No, that's I think there's a good amount of his lyrics that are. I don't want to say don't mean anything, but are definitely like a stream of consciousness. Like he has a concept in mind, but doesn't quite know. It's not the journey to the destination. He'll get there, but how he gets there is kind of like, it's up for debate.
Okay. All right.
That's what I think.
I agree. I don't think his lyrics are too deep, but they're fun. They're not fun.
Some stuff is cool.
They're good enough. They're good enough. They're not bad, but they're not amazing. They're not thrice level lyrics. Thrice level good lyrics. I still stand by, and you agree with me too, man. The lyrics on that Thrice record, on Artist in the Ambulance, on that record, those were good fucking lyrics. Dude, you're dumb. You're so stupid. You want to when you know I like something, you really just kind of you put these little digs in there, even though I know you agree with me. You put these little digs in there.
You're like, put the pudding in the poking in the poking in the pudding. I was Bill Cosby on The Simpsons.
I know.
Let me see if I can guess your top songs here. Okay.
Yeah. What do you got?
So obviously that was one of them. I'm gonna go with Poppies is also one of them.
Poopies
I'm
is.
gonna go with Saint Joe, and then I'm gonna go with Opium because that's the most like Smashing Pumpkin sounding song on the record. Maybe One More Suicide.
No, you only got Poppies.
None
right?
of them.
Poopies is the only one you got right.
Okay, Poopy's my 1B, by the way.
Let's get into Poopies then.
Yeah.
What do you got? I needed that laugh. I needed the laugh, but you weren't giving it to me
because like
it's so bad. It's so dumb.
I hate laughing at the word poop. Right? It's such low hanging fruit, but God.
But it's so funny. Poop and fart.
So fucking funny.
Poop and fart. It gets me every time.
Even when the kids like say it at like, oh, Joe, fucking my friend like farted in class. Like, oh my God, tell me everything. Who heard it? Who smelled it first? I need to know everything. God,
it's like,
dude, like straight. Oh, it's so terrible.
Oh my God,
I really do need to know every fucking excruciating detail. Like, who smelt it? Who dealt it? Who called it out?
That reminds me of the story when back in high school when friend of the pod Mike and Ryan had the same English class. Miss Shub, and they were sitting next to each other, right behind each other or something. And Ryan lets one out, like a silent one, but it stunk. And before it stunk, Ryan knew it was going to stink, so he got up and went to the other side of the room.
Smart.
Everybody blamed it on Mike, and Mike got in trouble for farting in class. So. That's the best.
That's a story that I I like to hear both of them tell because both of their perspectives are exactly the same. Whereas like Ryan is like he like sets him up, right? Like, you know, he's like a volleyball player sets him up. And Mike only realizes he's being set up until it's far too late. And like that is good right there. I was in the class, but like I felt like I was there.
Yeah, I know. The way they tell the story, yeah, it's perfect. And then every time Ryan tells the story, he cackles because he laughs so hard at the story at his own fart. Oh, it's so funny.
Fucking rude. It's so
we have so many good fart stories.
Rude. That's gotta be like the best one though.
That one and the Toy Story fart in the theater.
What was a Toy
that
Story
was another
fart?
good one.
The Toy Story fart.
When we went and saw Toy Story 3, and it was at the part of the scene where in the incinerator, and you know it's really sad, it's really tense.
I don't think I was there.
And then it was myself, Ryan. Really?
Nah.
I know it was myself, Ryan, Lynn, and Justine. Maybe Tammy was there. I don't remember. Well, I thought you were there, but it was during that scene, and it got dead quiet, and Ryan lets out the loudest fart. And none of us can hold it together.
God,
none of us can hold it together. And everybody in the theater starts laughing. It's a full theater. To the point, it was so full that we had to sit like second row from the screen because it was so crowded. But everybody in the theater was laughing. It was so fucking funny. Mind you, we were like 22, 23 years old. We're grown-ass adults.
Who cares? Have you? Okay, this is
that was like one of the funniest.
We're off the rails here in fucking fart talk.
You got it.
There's like a new, I don't know if it's a new trend, but it's a trend that Instagram has now showed me, where like high school kids, dude, high school kids are very, very
stupid. Just say stupid.
They're not ashamed of anything anymore, I guess. But there's a new trend where high school kids will try and hide their farts with like a cough. They go,
oh yeah, I've seen that. But
what they do is they go, in the way,
and then rip it,
and then. And that is like, to me, that is the best thing I've ever. The first time I saw it, I was like, no, hold on a second, hold on a second. Do me watch this one again. Hold on, did you just do like no? And that is now my favorite fucking thing.
Oh, it's so funny. I like those videos.
I like the high school kids are just embracing that fucking. You know what I mean? Like it's I feel like every punker generation has like their unique aspect about them, either the way clothes or the way they talk. But like, you don't ever fart in school. Till now. That's cool. I like that. That's punk as fuck, man. It really is.
It is. And I think farting is like the one thing that everybody can laugh at. Even when you can't not laugh at it. Like the most serious person is gonna laugh if there's a fart. Like no matter what. It's gonna happen, man.
Like the more you try to like not fart, the worse it gets.
Oh my god. Damn. This has gone out of control.
Like cleaning up a dead body, right? Like the more you try to do it, like the worse it just fucking gets.
Oh my god.
So back to poopies. Poppies. My 1B.
Yes.
This is my 1B. What B is this for you?
This is my 2B.
Damn, Gina. That was something. Yeah, this is a cool song. This is the song. So like when I first got the CD for Amazon back in the day, this had to be like 2008 to 10, right? That's what I think the time frame was.
Sounds about right.
I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is not what I thought Sex and Candy album was going to sound like. It's a cool, like, garage rock intro. This is, like, harkening back to shit from, like, the 60s. Like that. Like, ding, 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 ding,
yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. That's a cool, like, garage rocky kind of intro. Like Left Bank and shit. It's cool. And that's what this song, I don't know. That's what it is, man. It's 60s garage rock. It's not necessarily heavy, but it does have, like, crunchier moments. But I think John's vocals are fucking great. I love his voice on top of, like, the little distortion. The poppies, very smooth, kind of goofy, not really taking himself seriously, but like, hey, here's where we're going to go. Here's the intro song. Get ready for this shit because this is not what you're going to think it is. I love it.
Yeah, I love the crunchiness of the guitars. The 60s garage rock is the best way to describe it. It really is. It has that very specific tone to it, and it's a fun little kind of quirky little riff too. I feel like too, like if fast forward like a couple years after this, a lot of pop punk bands were doing that kind of quirky riff. Like Newfound Glory reminds me a lot of Newfound Glory, and kind of shit that they would throw into their bridges or like, you know, transitions or intros. It's very Newfound Glory, I feel. But it's a cool, fun little quirky riff.
Those little like ding 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 ding, right? So those little stop and then like hammer-ons and shit. Like Newfound Glory for sure did a fuck ton of that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And you get like the chicka chicka guitars, which is really cool too. And squirrely bass parts. Like there's a few moments on this record, maybe 3 or 4 songs where, man, he really kind of just shows his chops on the bass. Really cool transitions. I really do like this song is really good, but it's not as good as Sex and Candy. There's just also a lot of nostalgia with Sex and Candy. So
that's I don't know, that's hard to take out, I guess, but like because I've had so much nostalgia with this song now going on over 10 years, right? 2018, yeah.
You could just say 15 years, but that's fine.
But like I've had more nostalgia loving this song than I have had with Sex and Candy. So I think that's why I'm okay with putting this above Sex and Candy.
Okay.
From the time I heard Sex and Candy to the time I heard this song was fucking 10 years. And the time I heard this song till now has also been over 10 years. And I've loved this song ever since. So
it's fair. Now, you know, I'm going to do this with a couple songs, not all of them, because I don't think they all sound like this, sound like this person. But dude, come on, the vocals in Poopies is Kurt Cobain. It's straight up Kurt Cobain. You got to admit that. Come on, that's just silly boy talk. If you don't think that's Kurt Cobain,
there's a lot of songs here that sound like Kurt Cobain, but I think that's just.
But this one is the most
product of its times. Dude.
It
that's
is
just what happens.
It is. But there are
long ago, new China, I'm told.
But it's like, it's the laziness with the little bit of Jarl that Kurt Cobain was doing, like during like some of like the Bleach demos, B-sides, or like the Incesticide stuff. That's what this song reminds me of, like vocally. That's what it reminds me of. So it's like that little Jarl.
The biggest difference between like John singing John Wozniak and Kurt singing was that Kurt was like a lazy singer but tried really hard, whereas like John is a lazy singer and does not give a fuck, because you can like hear him sing live and he just sounds like at any point in the song he's like, you know what, I'm done. I don't fucking care anymore. I don't want to do it. Like he just honestly just does not put a lot of effort into his singing, even though I think he's a pretty good singer. Not a great singer. Yeah, I think he's a pretty good fucking singer. But I think that's a difference. I just don't think he really gives a shit about his singing. He just happens to sing good.
I just don't think he really cares. I mean, you read like interviews and stuff about the songs on this record, at least. Like he just doesn't really care about anything. Like he's just he really just kind of, and I like that. I like the kind of like nonchalant, kind of like, yeah, it's cool. I didn't put too much effort into this.
They're not plants, because like even if it was like today or yesterday, I was thinking like, okay, so this guy has Sex and Candy blow up, and he didn't know it then, but he fucking knows it now, that it's like one of the biggest songs of the fucking 90s. Like you're up there with the Nirvanas, right? That is fucking mind blowing. You were up there with the biggest songs of the 90s, but you choose to like stay out of the spotlight. You choose to not want to do that. I thought like, why the fuck would anybody want to do that? It's like, because these are artists. Like artists shouldn't be like paid for their stuffs, right? Artists should like do it for like the art. And like this guy is one of those guys who think that art should be art. Remember last week we talked about art? Why did
you were doing
because Art Alexakis. That's
yeah, that's his name. Yeah,
his name.
Art,
like the fucking seal. Yeah,
yeah.
But this is a guy
gotta do
that
the clapping
believes,
too.
I don't know why he always gotta do the clapping. It's a seal thing, right? God, dude, seals are so dumb. Seals like just lie there and
seals
die.
Seals are so dumb.
Dude, just lie there and die. Like seals only exist to like feed sharks and shit. Like,
oh my god,
seals are so dumb. But like John is in this for the music. Like, he truly is in this for the art. He's truly in this for the music, and I like that. That's why I don't think these guys are plants in any way, shape, or form. And the way they kind of like formed is kind of like by happenstance, which I think you would kind of like gloss over as like, oh well, yeah, obviously like they were put together. And it's like, no, man, like this guy, I don't know. They never did anything like their first record again because they never wanted to do anything like their first record again. Because if you're doing something you like to do and it blows up into something that you didn't anticipate, because they didn't really like the fucking Sex and Candy at the first. They were like, that's kind of like the weakest song. We don't really want that one. We don't want that to be the single. But like EMI Capital want to be the single. So I don't know. I believe everything they have. So
Okay.
So
yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much more on Poopies. Lyrically though, it's about, you know, opium from the opium trade, and it's fun lyrically.
The opium wars, right?
Trade wars, same thing.
Hold on there, dude. We talked about earlier, like Britlanders over here being, you know, maybe some of the greatest pacifists on the face of the earth. But let's not forget that they fucking completely annihilated the Chinese and had their way with them because of opium. And they had open trade with everything else, but it's like the Chinese like, you know, dude, we don't feel entirely comfortable like trading opium. Let's just not do that anymore. And the British were like, nah, mate, we gonna fucking do what we want, and fucking annihilated like an entire seaport of like Chinamen, dude.
That was good.
Nah, mate. I think it's like Australian anyway.
Yeah, it was closer to Australian. Hello, governor.
Or New Zealand. I always hear New Zealand too. I don't really know the difference between the three. But yeah, that's really where it stemmed from, and that wasn't that long ago, dude. That was only like in the 1800s.
The Britlanders aren't.
Which is why it was so funny to me, like in like America's history, right? Like what we've accomplished, what we've done, what we've neglected in the past, you know, not even 300 years, is something. But it's like, dude, like there's been some horrible things that has happened over the course of this earth that is just like never really talked about. And eventually when we do like System of a Down, that's going to be a whole new fucking can of worms that we're going to open up on that one and get into. And like, why the fuck is this not even talked about? But we're worried about this over here. Whatever. The opium wars that happened. That was something, dude. There was even a point too where like British officers were like straight up just like killing Chinamen, just straight up fucking killing them on their own shore. And the British Navy was like, no, we're not going to give you the guy that killed them because, you know, we don't like the way you kind of like fucking do your courts here. So we'll take him back home and do our thing with him. Don't worry about it. We got him. See ya.
Catch you later.
So yeah, that was Poppies. That was fun. That was a good one.
It's good. Good stuff. So that's your, what's your 2B then?
What was...
Poopies was my 2B. What's your 2B?
Dog and His Master.
That's my 3B.
That boy.
So let's
love
get
that
into
little
that.
Indians part, don't you?
It's a good part. It's good.
It's just like it calls back, right? It harkens back to like being a child, and that's what we learned as a kid. That's a song that we learned as a kid, and so there is nostalgia with that song, no matter what. It's always going to be there because that's what we learned.
Yeah,
good or bad, that's what we know. And so this song does that, like a good folk song. It taps into like your childhood. It taps into like that primal thing in you to where you think like, oh, I'm only going to think one dimensionally. And here we go. And Dog and His Master. And I love this song, dude. His vocal inflections is great. When he says like, that's hey, good. Till the parts of the verses, like, hey, little bone, like he's all over the place on this thing. Dude, this is a nursery rhyme disguised as like a 90s tune, just with like a weird guitar effect.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. This is a fantastic fucking song. It's
a great song. And I like how he changed the lyric from Indians to idiots to kind of, you know, emphasize everything. It's fun.
Back then he thought it was stupid. He's like, what the fuck are we singing this for? Like, this is dumb. Like, this whole song itself is about conformity, right? The whole song is about conformity and just be yourself, blah, blah, blah. Who gives a fuck? Dime a dozen. But it's cool because he changes that lyric from Indians to idiots. And it's like, dude, that's like, why do you have to conform to saying like 1 low, 2 low, 3 and then Indians? You can just be idiots because we're idiots for singing that thing. It's fun. It's clever. It's fun and a little bit clever. And what was I going to say about this song? Fuck, I just said... Wow. What was I going to say? Probably like that part when everybody dies. You say that? When everyone dies in the sea.
I don't remember that part. I don't remember that part.
That's all right.
But damn, dude, this sounds. I thought this was the format when it came on. When he started singing, I thought this was it Nate Reyes or however you say his last name. Royce. I don't know. But yeah, dude, this sounds like the format could have covered this, and I would have thought it was the format. It's very, very much that. The way he sings, because he sings like in this song, he sings a little bit higher of an octave than he does on the rest of the record or most of the record. So it gives it a different, it gives it more like a playful sound to it. And that makes sense because it's very nursery rhyme based. And it's also one of the more upbeat, probably one of the most upbeat songs on the whole record. With that solid guitar lead, that riff just kind of going over the strumming acoustic guitar. It just drives the song along so well. So this is a really good one. This is a good song.
I think even though you don't love his singing, but you don't hate it, I don't think you're giving enough credit to his range.
I'm not. I just said I like that he's singing a little bit differently, like in a higher octave than
he does. Have a lot of range though. It's not just like highs and lows, but not every song has that draw. I agree. What they call the Marcy Playground opium draw, right? That kind of like lazy fucking draw. Not every song has that, but some songs do, and that's something different. Dude's got range, man. Dude's got range, dude. Hold on, brother.
Just took a sip of beer. I didn't know you were gonna finish talking that quickly.
Ah.
So then, what's your 3B then? Or are you good with this song?
Hold on there. I was looking at your face, not my notes. No, that's fine. Yeah, we can move on.
Okay. What's your 3B?
Because this was Sex and Candy.
Oh, okay. Then what's your 4B? Or should we get in mine?
Are we 3 for 3 so far? Like our 3Bs?
They've all been the same or a different order, but yeah, the same songs.
Okay. Damn. So I'm just. So like my 4B is St. Joe, but what the fuck is your dude? Is your 4B Sherry Fraser?
No, it's not Sherry Fraser.
Oh.
No. The Shadow of Seattle. The Shadow of Seattle. That's my 4B. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't like this one?
That's my 11B.
It's the 11th song on the record too. Second to last song.
That's true. Oh yeah.
This main riff is Beck's Loser. Straight up. It's Beck's Loser song.
That's also Cake, right? This bass drops in like he's playing for fucking Cake.
Yeah, and that's another thing.
Much of the 90s.
I wanted to mention that too. Like this is one of those songs where, damn dude, he shows his chops, and there's some good shit here. But he doesn't overplay. There's enough busyness. It's the perfect amount of busyness for the song, and it's a faster, more kind of upbeat song as well. And then it drops into that
Nirvana sounding fucking song. Light.
Only in the chorus though. In the chorus though. So because the chorus drops into that like heavier thing, very much Nirvana. But I mean, the song is called "The Shadow of Seattle." Clearly, this is like an homage to Nirvana and the grunge scene. So it makes sense. Even the way he kind of like lets the last light when he sings "Light" the last time in that chorus, the way he kind of lets it kind of ring out and kind of fuzz out is very, very Kurt. That's the kind of shit Kurt was doing, which is cool. Like I feel like this song is more of an homage than a lift or a kind of rip off. I think this is just a good homage to the whole scene, especially calling it the Shadow of Seattle makes it seem that way. But this is a good song, man. I don't know why you hate it.
This drop stuff.
And I could tell.
How do you tell?
Because you're moving around
the video. Well, on the video. No, it's I don't know. I have nothing negative to say about this. This is cool. This is the one where I think like there's clean guitar tones in this, especially like the riff bridges, right? Where the riff is like transitioning between two different things. Mm-hmm. He turns like kind of everything off, and like this is where you really hear that Neil Young like twin reverb fucking kind of noodling shit, like stuff that Neil Young was doing on like Into the Black and shit like that on Rust Never Sleeps. Like you Into the Black, the riff is not black. See, that's always gonna be funny too, right? Like farts are funny.
Yes.
Quoting Borat is always fucking funny. Like there's no way.
We sound like when we say like it's always gonna be funny, we sound like such douchebags too. Like this is what like douchebags always do.
Well, we talked about Boondock Saints earlier, and that's a douchebag movie, so I don't give a fuck.
It's a very douchebag movie. What I mean?
Yeah. What kind of guy are you? Like, do fucking Boondock Saints? Like, yeah, like Boondock's fucking hilarious. It's a great movie.
At least with the Borat thing, we're not doing like the very nice or the my wife thing, which I think that's totally overplayed and overdone. But the suit is not black. That's still like the funniest fucking line in the whole movie. That whole scene is the best part of the whole movie.
He's deliberately being fucking obnoxious by pronouncing it like that, but also out of order. And the out of order is what really gets you. It's like, dude, why can't you just repeat what I fucking say? That's good. That's good.
That's the best part of the whole movie.
Shadow Seattle. That's my 11B, and it's good. It's a good song. Good.
All right, let's get into some of your. I have no bangers. That was the last of my bangers.
Okay.
Should we do a run through?
We could do a run through. I guess some other little quips here. Apparently they were on their record label. And I think it was EMI before Capitol, and they just weren't getting any play. They weren't getting any play, and Sex and Candy was already a single, and it had like 2 radio stations. But I think the radio station that picked it up was in like South Dakota. It wasn't their home state of Minnesota, but it was somewhere around there, some state that who gives a fuck about except for the 3 people that live there. It was one of those states. But it wasn't until they got picked up by, I think it was Capitol, and
Capitol.
Whoever was on Capitol was like, I kind of like this fucking sound, and then inevitably sent it to like K-Rock and then other bigger radio stations, and that's kind of how they also blew up. And then I also read on one of them, I don't think it was the lead singer, but I think it was one of the other 2 guys in the band. His according to his story on Wikipedia, which I'm gonna just take for truth because it's a fucking cool story. But he said like the day his dad died by committing suicide is a day that he met John Wozniak, the lead singer. And it was like he met John Wozniak in the morning and then realized his dad died at night or took his life at night. And it was this whole like fucking meta thing that he thought like, damn, the last gift my dad gave me before he died. I was like, dude, that's pretty fucking dope actually. Like if that's a true story, like that's something, man. That's something, right? Like that's some like it's Samuel L. Jackson Divine Intervention, Pulp Fiction shit right there. That's some cool stuff right there. I like that. But otherwise,
I mean, I don't like that his dad died. That's sad, but
there's not really
for the story. There's
not really a lot for this band. They don't have a rich history. They don't have a lot of rich backstory.
They don't have much of. I mean, they didn't go anywhere after this record. I mean, what was the first song off of their second record, Shapeshifter? What's the name of that first song? That song
I don't remember, but it was a fucking banger.
That's better than every song on this.
It's Saturday.
Well, yeah, that song, the first song on their second record.
Saturday.
Man, that song, the yodeling and everything on that, that song is unreal. It's wild, but it's fucking good. Better than every song on this record.
Because John, the singer, stopped really playing in Marcy Playground and then like opened up a recording studio in I think Vancouver, Canada, and just focused on like helping other musicians for like a cheaper fee than you would go to any other, the blasting room or wherever you want to go to.
Yeah.
But their last record they did a remix of it, and they asked their fans to send in remix versions of the songs from the record, and they will choose the best versions of those songs and put it on a remix album. And if your song was chosen, then you will also get some of the royalties from the sales of that record.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I thought was super fucking dope.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And like that's like stupid, right? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, remix albums, but like that's cool to like give back to your fans.
Yeah, I really
kind of
like
stuck with you for fucking 25, 30 years. So that's pretty
cool. What I thought was cool about this band too is that they've not consistently toured, but when they do tour, they're not playing big venues by any means, but they're also not playing like Chain Reaction. They're playing like bigger clubs, and it's just they haven't been completely forgotten. Like you see a lot of one-hit wonders that can't even get 20 people to their shows, but they're playing for a band that hasn't had a hit in decades now, and it's I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of neat that they're still kind of going.
That's very telling of the one-hit wonder era, right? We're like a one hit wonder, like Harvey Danger and Flagpole Sitta. Dude, that record sucks. It's just straight up. It's not a fucking good record. Semisonic, right? Fastball.
Not a good record.
These records are not very good. And so if they are still playing, like no one's going to those shows. But yeah, Marcy Playground is playing like venues, and they're not selling out like you said, but they're playing House of Blues style venues, and they're drawing a crowd all over the US. And that like shows just how good this record is. Even though the rest of the record is like, but it's this record specifically.
How, you know, with some of these bands from the 90s that had these one hit wonders, how when you go see them, they really kind of really get into that one hit, like hardcore, like they really do a lot of crowd interaction. And the reason I'm saying this, because I did see the Gin Blossoms, who had the song Save Tonight from the 90s, which is
sucks.
That song's fucking good. First of all, it's really fucking good. And I got tickets. This is in 2005, right after we graduated high school. I got free tickets to go see them at House of Blues in Anaheim. They sold out that venue, which is a pretty decent sized venue, the House of Blues in Anaheim. And they played that song Save Tonight. Played it 3 times.
Oh my!
Played it 3 times. Yeah.
What, do you hit automatic over here? Come on.
and they weren't filming a music video. No, they were not. But they played that song 3 fucking times. It was a boring show, but it was packed. The place was fucking packed.
But that's a testament too to like Third Eye Blind, right? Like Third Eye Blind draws fucking crowds, dude, because they're not a one hit wonder, even though a lot of people only know maybe like 2 of those songs from that record. But like if you listen to that record, you're just like, holy shit, that's a fucking good record.
Banger after banger after banger.
Dude, they draw crowds.
But it's not a fair comparison between Third Eye Blind and
Marcy Playground.
Marcy Playground. Yeah.
Wait. So much better than it has any right to be.
Was Save Tonight Gin Blossoms or was it Eagle Eye Cherry?
Save Tonight was Eagle Eye Cherry. Save Tonight.
That's the song. That's who I saw. It wasn't Gin Blossoms. I'm sorry.
It
was Eagle Eye Cherry. It was Eagle Eye Cherry. It wasn't Gin Blossoms.
That's a banger of a song.
Yeah. What did I say? I said Save Tonight, right?
I don't know the fuck you said. You said Gin Blossoms. I tuned out because I'm just
you tuned out. Yeah.
Gin Blossoms.
Okay, so it was Eagle Eye Cherry I saw, and they played Save Tonight 3 times. So that's who it was at House of Blues, not Gin Blossoms. I'm sorry. I apologize. Everyone out there, I'm sorry.
It's too late. Won't apologize.
It's a good song, though. Fucking good song.
You think everything's a good song now. You thought that fucking Savage Garden song was a good song.
I was wrong, but you know what? I said I was wrong. You know, I admitted that I was wrong.
You did. That's probably the first time in your entire life that you admitted that you were wrong, which is nice.
Are you talking about yourself?
Never, right?
Are you talking about yourself?
Well, if I was talking about myself, I would say myself, but I literally said you. I said that was the first time you. That's why I said you. What's your name is Hugh Jackman over here. You ready? You want to do a run through?
All right.
Are we done?
Yeah, let's do a run through. Yeah. I've
lost interest. I don't fucking care about this shit anymore.
I'm mad.
Here we go. Ancient Walls of Flowers. Do you have anything notable here for this one?
Bluesy guitar has a ton of swing to it. I do like a lot of the acoustic guitar stuff on here. There's some good back and forth. There's a acoustic guitar solo, which is different. Yeah. It's pretty cool. So I did like that.
Super clean.
Once again,
super acoustic. Keep it kayfabe.
I think there's a lot of good guitar playing on this whole record. There's some really good stuff on here. Yeah, I agree. I think he's a very good guitar player. So
what about St. Joe? St. Joe.
This one was fun. I mean, it has like the slightly fuzzed out palm muted guitars, very kind of Everclear in moments, which was cool. And then the chorus, though, man, come on.
Aunt Mary.
The chorus.
That's Nirvana, dude.
It's Come As You Are, dude.
Aunt Mary sings.
No, not the vocals, but the guitar. The guitar part. It's Come As You Are. Even it has the flange guitars. It's fucking Come As You Are, man.
That's
straight
90s.
up Come As You Are.
Come As You Are. That is 90s.
Dude, it is a lift of Come As You Are. Fucking Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic could fucking sue this band, sue this guy, and win money. That is straight up Come As You Are.
They would win nothing.
They would have won everything.
What about Cloak of Elven Kind?
I don't. I think this is a pretty kind of like filler song. Some decent interplay between like like stereo wise, like on one side there's some good electric guitar that complements the acoustic on the other side, but otherwise it's a pretty filler song.
Getting some like
But-
Elliott Smith vibes on this one, which is more catchier and interesting. But I love this song. 7B.
Okay.
Dude, here we go. What about Sherry Frazier?
I mean, I don't care. What do you got on this?
Sherry
Seriously,
Frazier.
I mean, you want to talk about this, so yeah.
I love this song. This is my 6B, but I think this is, besides Sex and Candy, I think this is like their title song. I think it means like the most to him as a songwriter, as a person. Like this is his best fucking friend, former girlfriend when he was like 13, but they still stayed friends decades later, and she remarried. And I also think it's kind of weird to like write kind of semi-romantic songs about somebody you were dated 20 years ago, I guess, but that's musicians, man. I don't know. I don't get them. They're all weirdos, right?
I mean, they get stuck in the past, and you know how it is.
But dude, this one's got some serious swing. And when he says Sherry Frazier, I think it's gold, dude. This is the most shoegazy, atmospheric song on the entire album. I love it.
Yeah, I would agree.
I love when John holds a note and then like the instrumentals transition into other notes and then he follows, right? Like you don't always have to note match everything. So like if you want to just draw that out while everything drops down and then you meet him later on, I fucking love that. Not just in this song, but any song. You don't always have to note match all the fucking time. And this is a perfect example of that. Again, I think this shoegazy and atmospheric is the best way to put it.
Okay. Now
Sherry Frazier.
the acoustic guitar in this song, I cannot place what Pink Floyd song it is. It's either off of Metal or it's off of Animals. One of those two albums. But dude, I swear to God, that chord progression and everything is a straight up Pink Floyd song. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
It's maybe Metal.
You have no idea.
I didn't hear. I'm definitely more familiar with Animals than I am Metal. So maybe Metal.
I didn't have a chance to go look because I realized it today when I was doing my final listen through. And I swear to God that chord progression and everything is identical to a Pink Floyd song. I think it's off of Metal. And it bugged me so much. But that's one reason why this is not a banger for me. Because it's another song that's lifted from another band. A better band.
Is it?
Dude, get out of here. Shut the fuck up. That's just fucking stupid. I almost said the bad word there.
You can see and hear all those listeners like, oh, just waiting to jump on that one, fucking foaming at the mouth. Say it. Fucking, I dare you. I'll text you and send you messages. Cretins and crabloins.
All right, so what's the next one? Gone Crazy?
Gone Crazy. Gone Crazy.
Well, you froze up.
5B for me. But, I mean.
Wait. What'd you say? The song, I mean, it froze up. What'd you say?
Gone Crazy, my 5B.
Okay.
What? Keep going. Opium.
Yeah,
see, Opium is my least favorite song on the album, but this is the one that I thought you would like a lot because this is the most Smashing Pumpkins sounding song on the record. This is the most like drony, psychic, fucking shoegazy shit on here. Psychic, yeah. like Haunter and fucking Gengar and shit. Psychic Pokemon. Those are good Pokemons, dude. Oh, dude.
I don't know that, dude.
Most Alakazam, Abracadabra.
There we go.
Abracadabra. That's fucking. What was that from?
Oh, what was that from? That? Yes.
Right.
That was the safe word, or not the safe the code word. Not the safe word.
Why do you keep saying that? Abracadabra. That was when like the. There it is. That's when the police were going to come in.
Yeah.
Where are you from? I'm from Jamaica, man. What part? Right near the beach, boy.
God, we used to say that. We used to say that all the fucking time, especially when we were around Joe. Around Joe, dude, he would quote that every fucking 10 minutes.
Movie.
Yeah.
Actually, motherfucker, Joe borrowed that movie from me. Never returned it.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking text him right now.
I'm gonna text him tonight.
Yeah.
I am.
I haven't watched Half Baked in probably 15 years, man. I gotta watch.
I might watch it tonight. I
wonder if it's streaming. We'll check after the pod. But yeah, Opium.
There's the part when he's talking to the horse, remember? And he's like, but like there's kind of like the larger the voluptuous cop next to the horse, and Harley Williams is like, oh, you hungry, girl? And she's like, fuck you. Whatever. And he's like, oh, I was talking to the horse.
Yeah.
Dude, that movie's gold. But yeah, Opium.
Wait, do you listen? Wait, real quick, a little bit of a tangent. Do you listen to Harlan Williams' podcast? You don't listen to any podcast, really.
Any podcast,
dude. The Harlan Williams podcast. I got into that like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and dude, it's one of the funniest podcasts I've ever listened to. He is so dry and he's so subtle, and he says the dumbest fucking shit that at first it goes over everybody's head. Like whoever he's talking with, it just goes over their head, and then they get it, and then they just start cracking up. Like he's so quick.
Ooh,
and
that's tough.
And
that's
he's very
tough
quick,
to do.
and you don't know. Sometimes there are moments where you're like, is he being serious? Like it's hard to tell when he's being sarcastic or if he's being serious. And if you're gonna listen to the last 2 Pauly Shore episodes. He had Pauly Shore on like 6-7 months ago, and he had Pauly Shore on a few weeks ago. But the one from like 7 months ago,
Harlan
that
Highway?
Pauly Shore, Harlan Highway. But the Pauly Shore one from like 6-7 months ago, that's the one that hooked me. That one, dude, that one was unreal. It was so fucking funny.
Damn. How long have you been going for several months? No, this has been going on for years. You've just been listening for several months.
Yeah, for like because Will Sasso was on it like a year ago, and I thought it was okay, but then I started seeing clips of the Pauly Shore one like maybe 6 or 7 months ago, and that's where I got hooked.
Damn, he's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, dude, that Pauly Shore one.
Okay, I will check it out.
So fucking
because I like,
funny.
I like, for me personally, like the greatest comedy comes from like saying a joke. It doesn't land, you move on to the next joke, and then we laugh about the joke you just told. Like for me, that is what I live for. Like if you can do that for me, then I will idolize you as a god.
That's kind of what he does, but just how quick and sharp he is.
That's what Mitch Hedberg did. That's what Mitch Hedberg did, dude. Right?
Yeah. But I wouldn't compare Harlan Williams to Mitch Hedberg. It's still very different. But anyway, Harlan Williams, such an underrated just comedian. He's so fucking funny. But anyway, continue the joke. Opium.
Just 2 more. One more Suicide. Yeah. That was my 9B, and then Vampires in New York. That's my 8B. So I don't have like a lot of votes for those ones. I do, but nothing like that's crazy. So
One More Suicide. It's pretty filler for me. The only difference is that they added some violin in there. Whatever. I don't really.
This is like the most bluesy song on the record, though. Like this is him being like Delta blues. He's just fucking straight up guitar, being aggressive. Yeah. Like this is it.
That was another thing too. I was surprised at how bluesy of a guitar player he was. Extremely bluesy. But once again, I think he's a pretty underrated guitar player. There's some good stuff on here. But Vampires of New York, I don't care. Just a boring closer.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. That's okay.
So let's wrap it up. Let's give our final thoughts. Rate the record based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album, you're going to continue to listen to it, 1 is a bad album, give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. So what do you got, Jeff? Go.
This album is so much better than the one-hit wonder of Sex and Candy. Because Sex and Candy is an absolute banger. It's a decade-defining song. It truly is possibly a top 5 90s song, for sure a top 10. Given the context, I think the Macarena was in the 90s, right? The Macarena was 90s.
It was 90s. Yeah.
I still contend to this day that the Macarena is not just the best of the 90s, but the Macarena is the greatest one-hit wonder of all time.
Yeah.
So
it transcended all generations. Like everybody knew how to do that dance too. I could still do the dance. I could stand up and do the dance.
I can do it. Show me.
I'm not going to do that. Just like you're never going to see me play DDR. You're never going to see me play that either.
Boom, 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 boom. Hey, Macarena. So I think like if you can be even in the same category as in the greats of like the Macarena, that's something, right?
Something, yes.
That's already an achievement because that's something that just most songs will never, ever, ever achieve. But if you can also like release a cool fucking album that's a little bit different, a little bit kind of like against the grain, And I think that's what Marcy Playground is. I think it's just a little bit against the grain. It's nothing revolutionary. It's not reinventing the wheel here. It's not doing anything we haven't heard 1,000 times before. It's not anything different than we've heard 100 times in the 90s. But it's just, there's a little bit of pushback, a little bit of punk and like the folk kind of like shoegazy psych scene. And there's a lot of that here. And I like it, and I think it's cool, and I think there's some insane hooks and melodies that are based in nursery rhymes, but like guised as kind of like weird 90s alt rock. And that's fun. And I like it. And every song on here I think is like that, not just Sex and Candy or Poopies or whatever we talked about. So I don't know. I see, like every song on here for me is actually a banger. Like I know these songs, I know the riffs to them. Like I think they are actually really, really good songs. But if I gave this a 3, that means it gets the same rating as Pinkerton, right? And that just
it
feels
right.
icky. It feels
it's
icky.
Not right. Yeah,
So
icky's a good word. Yeah, icky's a good word. Yeah,
it just feels icky. I love like icky, right? Like you go out for a jog, you're really, really tired, but like, dude, I'm really sweaty. You like, do I really want to get into bed and like take a little nap? Because I know that when I wake up, I'm gonna feel icky.
Yes.
So you take a shower. Like, fuck it, I'm just taking a shower. Inevitably, you don't take a nap afterwards, right? You just be fucking tired because you're all awake. Diversion.
Wow.
Here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a 2.75 because I really, 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 really do love this record, like a lot. And the only time this was pressed on Record Store Day, like 2015, 14, and it's like several $100s. I know it'll come through my store at some point, but David also, like my, the co-owner of Desert Breeze Records, you shout out. He also loved this record, so that's gonna be some fighting times then. So I don't want to give this a 3 because I don't think this is a perfect record in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, this is damn close. This is damn close. And 2.75, that's a stellar achievement, son. Stellar.
Yeah, for a one-hit wonder band. Yeah. Yep. All right, so I think this record is much better than most people would ever expect it to be because they are a one-hit wonder band. I think everybody does a really good job on this record. I was definitely impressed with the guitar playing of John. Bass playing was just as squirrely as more than I was expecting. The songs are every song has its own, or pretty much every song has its own identity. Not every song is my kind of thing. It's not my style. Like you said, I'm not really into folk music at all, and it's not for me. But I can appreciate it. I think this is a good record. I'm going to give it 2 ratings. I'm going to give it my own personal rating. I'm going to give it an objective rating. I would give this a 1.75 because I'm never really going to go back to it. But if it's playing, I'll listen to it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'll give it a 2.25 objectively though, because I think the whole album's worth listening. Especially if you like this kind of music, it's definitely worth it. It's a solid fucking record. It's solid, but it's just not my thing. So that's my rating. 1.75 like and 2.25.
That was a good way to give this album a shitty rating, but also not make me fucking chop your head off. That was good. It's
called Riding the Fence.
Exactly.
Yes. It's called Riding the Fence.
That was good.
That's what I do.
Much like Marcy Playground disguising their genres, you disguised your Riding the Fence with 2 different ratings. That was
yes.
Solid. Good job. Good job.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. 90s season continues for another 3 weeks, so deal with it, losers. And that's it. That's it.
That. Feisty bitch, isn't he?
That's it. That's all.